After you have implemented all steps in the sample service controller, we will show you how to integrate it with Service Catalog Manager. The required tasks for integrating a service controller are deploying the service controller in APP, registering the service controller in APP, and importing the technical service in Service Catalog Manager. When you have imported the technical service, you can perform the following steps to test your integration: create a marketable service and publish it on a marketplace. To learn how to publish a service on a marketplace, refer to the How to Publish Your Service wizard. Subscribing to the sample service in order to test if the provisioning works. Assign a user to the subscription. To understand the subscription status, check the log files of APP and Test Service Controller. In case of problems, you must debug the controller configuration and the provisioning. In the following, we will show you how to perform the required tasks for integrating the sample service controller. The first step in order to integrate the service controller with Service Catalog Manager is to deploy it into the app domain. Open the sample service controller project in your Eclipse IDE. You can use the project you have adapted before, or you use the project from the Workspace Ready folder. Run the build.xml file to create the sample IR file. Deploy the created IR file into the Glassfish app domain by copying it into the auto-deployed folder. Verify that the deployment worked. The sample controller IR deployed file exists. Open the APP configuration interface. Register the sample service controller by providing the organization ID of the technology provider organization you use. As a last step, the technical service, which was created on the basis of the service controller, must be imported into Service Catalog Manager. We provide a sample technical service which you can use for this purpose. Open the technical service from the Resources folder of the Eclipse project. And modify the provisioning URL attribute. It must be the URL pointing to your app domain. Import the modified technical service into Service Catalog Manager using your Technology Manager account. You have now finished this tutorial. You have learned how to adapt and integrate a sample service controller with Service Catalog Manager. The next steps on your way to develop your own service controller for a service of your choice will be: before you can begin to develop the service controller, you have to understand the API of the service you want to integrate. The second step is to define the requirements for the service controller. After the requirements have been defined, you set up an initial project for the service controller and define its basic architecture. The remaining tasks are defining the work packages and doing the implementation work.